British agenda to keep Nigeria together as one country will cause war, death of millions, warns Yoruba nation agitator. Announced to the news info. A Yoruba nation agitator, Oluyemi Koiki, has warned the British government against its purported agenda to keep Nigeria as a united country for the next 50 years. Koiki, spokesperson for the self-determination activist, known for his advocacy for an independent Yoruba nation, Sunday Adeyemo, aka Sunday Igboho, at the weekend said this in audio clips shared with ßR reporters. Koiki said the British government has resolved to keep Nigerians united to 2075, despite growing calls from several movements to break the West African countries. What's the British government's concern in our own country that you want to keep us united for 50 years when we can clearly see that nothing is working in this country? Maybe if we go our separate ways, things will start getting better for every one of us individually. Who knows? He maintained that millions of people are at risk of losing their lives if Nigeria is forced to remain united till 2075. He therefore urged international communities and the newly elected United States President Donald Trump to prevail on the British government to allow Nigeria to break into separate countries. He said, "We are using this platform to tell the international community to call the attention of the UK government towards Nigeria because Nigeria is no longer holding in the center. But as long as the UK continues to push that Nigeria must hold together, there will be a lot of crisis. And that crisis might lead to anarchy and might lead to death of millions of people that will get caught up because of British policies and agendas in Nigeria." We are pleading with the new President of the United States of America, Donald Trump, to call the attention of the British Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer, to pull back a little bit their agenda to continue to foster Nigeria on the millions of Yoruba people and the Biafra and the Arewa and the Ijaw that are calling for their countries out of Nigeria as quickly as possible, and as against the agenda that Nigeria will be a better place by 2075. That means there will be a war in Nigeria. Last month, Koiki's principal, Sunday Igboho, announced that he had submitted a petition to the UK Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, to consider the secessionist movement in Nigeria. ßR reporters learned that the Yoruba Nation advocate submitted the petition on behalf of Professor Adebanji Akintoye, the leader of the Yoruba Nation movement. Igboho was accompanied by others including diaspora youth leader, Prophet Ologunoluwa, Vice President of Ifeladun Apapo, Fatai Ogunribido, General Secretary of Yoruba World Media, Alaja Adeyeye, and member of the Yoruba Nation movement, Paul Odebi. I don't know why we still have to collect permission from United Kingdom before we can separate, because I don't know what leverage they still have over us. Maybe they've given us independence, so why do we still have to go and meet them to tell them that we want to separate? Why? I don't understand. This Babatunde says, "I know for sure it might not be our generation, but this contraption called Nigeria will end one day. Let everyone go their separate ways. No country on earth that some indigenous are planning to destroy by all means, while some are trying to pull it up will ever survive. We have already divided and growth is almost impossible. All this nonsense governments are doing cannot make this country grow. They are just wasting every good citizens of this country time. We need to divide everything, let everyone go and survive on their own." Osita Kelvin says Great Britain carved an area out of West Africa containing hundreds of different groups and unified it, calling it Nigeria. They really dealt with Nigeria by keeping them together. Telling you. Ubachukwu David says that is why British government always silence when those they hand over Nigeria massacring indigenous people occupied their lands, killing pastors, burning churches. Nigeria is always a British bank. I'm telling you. Because it's like we don't have our full independence from these people. If we really do, we should not even be going to them for advice or telling them before we can separate in this country. Chinonso Emmanuel says the one thing Nigeria has as one is criminal leading every region as governors, council chairman, and assembly members. Matthew Owoicho says one Nigeria on paper, but in the mind of Nigeria leaders, we are not one. In fact, we all know that we are not. Just stop the pretense. Abi. Yusuf Garba says the real mission of Tinubu and Co. We are eager to see Arewa independent nation. So also Biafra and Yoruba people, everybody wants to go. So let us have it. Let's have our separate nation, our separate country, if that is going to work. Larry Badmore says some people are of the opinion that amalgamation of the North and the South by Lord Lugard in 1914 was the biggest mistake, while another school of thought believe it was the hand of the Creator who works behind the scenes to create events and history that humanity will forever appreciate. But no matter what has come to play out, many of you didn't understand. The strongest link of Nigeria is our diversity, but unfortunately, Nigerians are yet to understand the power in diversity and how to maximize it for our good. It is well. There is unity in diversity, but every time there's always problems and there is always issue. Even though with all this our hatred that we have for ourselves, Yorubas are marrying Igbos, Igbos are marrying Hausa. So when we now decide to separate, is it that everybody that has gotten married to somebody from a different tribe, are they going to separate? Are they going to divorce? I really want to know, because we keep claiming that we don't love ourselves, but we keep marrying each other. It is our politicians that are putting hatred in our hearts. It is really our politicians, and not just that. It's because the individuals really want to hate on themselves like that. Nnako Enke says, British, to keep Nigeria together as one country. We knew your agenda, the life we are living today. War is better. Go and tell ßR reporters we are ready. Now, British government are really deceiving West African people. Vic Nation says, Nigeria as a one nation has expired since years back. I don't know why they keep forcing us to be one. Ifeanyi Isaiah says, all the different nationalities confined into Nigeria should send representatives to a round table, negotiate territories, then negotiate splitting the national debt, come to National Assembly to push concrete plans. Okay, says, let us ignore UK and focus on ourselves. We can organize ourselves. The problem now is rigging of election. Let us come together and stop that satanic trap first. I hope we'll be able to stop rigging in this country. If we can get that right, make our INEC to do better. Let us start with that first. Maybe we can now start holding our politicians, our president, our governors accountable for any of their ridiculous acts. David Iwebu says, if na East people carry this flag, Tinubu government would have come over them. Na true, na really true. Ezemiko Uche says, I believe on separate ways. Biafra I stand with, and that is where I belong all the time. Chima Kenjika says, 2027 Tinubu campaign in disguise says my neighbor. He says, another person says, Biafra has stand, they also stand. Did Yoruba fought war? Jackson Didi says, Yoruba people are trying to drag Igbo into this and run away as usual. Lie, Biafra no go follow now. No be today, they break. At least we Biafra don't try now na turn. Okay now, it is well. I just hope that everything works together for our good in this country. If we want to go our separate ways, let us go peacefully and not try to fight wars. My listeners, over to you. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to like, to share and subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.